minute. Who are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have gathered here today in honor of our friendship.
Yeah.
And
scared.
Wuthering Heights.
Yeah. I'm still scared.
I have a surprise for you.
Yeah.
I brought someone online to help us.
Oh, is it? Who is it? Hi, honey.
Hi. No, wait,
I cannot hear
yes,
you.
Yes, wait.
Which one is this one?
The left one. The other one.
Hello.
The other way.
What other way?
This way.
Who the
other
makes
left.
a headphone that goes like this? Hi, can you hear me say something?
Yes,
That's
I
enough.
can. I heard
Oh
you
my
when you
God.
said no glass of water, nothing.
Because I was biking here. Oh, I'm so happy.
I'm so glad I couldn't wait to see your face, honestly.
Pacaco, see, honey. Oh, no, never mind.
Dobra sam. I'm good. I am prepared for being a guest in your
That's so cute.
iconic podcast.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
Thank you.
But
I'm
how
shaking.
does this? How does? Oh, thank you. How does this work?
She's recording from her phone.
Yes.
Oh wow! You see, this is so many layers. Oh, and is this or like
It's
the
a
ginger?
yes.
Oh, you know me so well.
This is the best I can do with the camera and everything.
Oh,
No, I
that
can
doesn't
sit-
matter.
I can
It's
sit close.
it's important that we hear each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You can introduce yourself if you want. If you don't want to, then it's fine. You can tell us a little bit about yourself if you want to. If not, that's fine.
And if Leposova is there, I wouldn't.
She
mind.
is actually.
She is there.
She is, but I
My
don't know if
sweet
she
little
will grace us with her presence. Oh no, she found a patch of sun and she will sit there. My name is Sofia and
Hello.
hello, and I am Ruja's and Anna's friend. I've known Ruja for more than 10 years.
Wow.
Yes. And the reason I was invited to this specific topic of discussion was because I have studied the English language and literature, and have a master's degree in English literature, and am now doing my PhD in the same thing. So, yeah, we will.
So you know a little bit.
Yeah,
I know a little bit.
You could say I
about
know a little
Wuthering
bit
Heights. Yeah, and
As people say, I've done my own research online.
yeah, yeah. I live in Serbia, so I'm not with you guys physically, unfortunately. I will be soon. And yeah, I have 5 animals. That's kind of it. I felt like that's important to say.
I think
It is
it is important. Yes.
It is important. It is important. It is the only cat. One of those 5 is the only cat that I would like to have.
Yeah.
But
I
that
think you told me.
specific cat,
Yes.
not even her offspring. I mean, if there were offsprings, I would take an offspring.
There was.
But if I could clone her,
I know.
then I would.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We'll figure that out.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'm so overwhelmed. It's like that time I thought you were getting married.
Oh no, we're just talking about Wuthering Heights.
No, it's not that. It's not that.
Oh.
But I see that you've also done your own research.
Yeah.
I see that you have notes.
Someone has to.
Yes, there are notes here.
Wow.
I didn't prepare anything because I knew you two would, so I will just coordinate the discussion.
I actually didn't prepare anything.
Yeah, but you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're always prepared.
You specifically no, because you specifically told me when we chatted, when we texted, you told me I know the whole book by heart.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like
I totally believe
yeah,
that.
I'm not,
So you don't need to prepare.
yeah, I'm not saying that what I'm going to say is correct. I just have a lot of opinions.
Yeah,
About
exactly.
it.
No one said that we're experts.
But this is, this is odd because I know for a fact that you have a birthday thing later. So I am just like,
Yes.
how much time do we have?
Oh, we do have like 5 hours.
Oh,
Amazing.
Okay.
So we don't know how long this episode will be because
Yeah.
I also have some questions for you later, not about Wuthering Heights.
Wow, okay.
For me or for her?
For her.
Why
Yeah,
didn't you
okay.
tell me to prepare, Jesus?
No. Okay, so who wants to start?
I mean, I can just say that I think it's their whole family of Emily Bronte is such a interesting concept. It's like when you start digging in, there's so many interesting people in that family tree. I feel like that's the thing where I would like to start off. I bet you know more about that.
I don't know a lot about this. I know there are some layers to it, but I never really dug into it. So
Like the whole family was very artsy, and they all did like some kind of writing.
Yeah.
She even painted Emily Bronte. She has like some very nice looking paintings. I mean, I'm a art peasant, but they look nice to me. It was a painting of a dog.
good. But I think maybe I'm wrong. Like, did they start writing like all together and they published like all together, kinda under a name?
Yeah, but like in terms of publishing, I think like I didn't refurbish my memory of this, but I do remember that they couldn't publish writing under their own names at first.
Yes.
They did, and they also did live like a very secluded life. So I mean, there's not much you can do than write and paint, and I mean, fill your time with something. So, but yeah, they did have an artistic family, so that kind of played a part. But the seclusion and the isolation, I think, played a big part in maybe the subject matter they were writing, and I think that is even more of a testament of how progressive Wuthering Heights of a book, I mean, how it is. Like, it's in the themes, the complexity of the themes it deals with is just insane when you think about it being written by a really young girl who was living basically in a setting similar to the one in the book, where she did not really have the chance to have, I don't know, various experiences or see the world and stuff like that. So yeah.
I think it's very impressive how as she said, in the time it was actually even forbidden for women to like go to libraries and take books from the libraries.
Yeah.
Really? So their brother, because they had the brother, he would sort of go to the library and then bring books for all of his sisters.
That's insane.
And I just think that's so, like, I don't know, you don't hear many of these stories of, especially in that time, right?
Yeah.
And their father also like supported them studying and learning more and like reading and writing, and that's very rare for the time, like especially in that setting where you're not even allowed to go into a library and like take out a book.
And
that is crazy.
And especially for girls, I mean, they had their role in society at the time. Yeah. And it was not to read books and be knowledgeable and artistic.
You guessed it. It was not that one. Yeah. They all, I think they all used male names. Like even Wuthering Heights is published under a male pseudo name. Okay. And then they of course at some point figured out that she has been writing
that it was her
the whole time under a male name. Yeah, but she wanted to stay anonymous and she wrote as a under a guy's name.
Okay.
And all the did you know, I didn't know this, so the reason why I'm so fascinated with this family is because her sister Charlotte Bronte, she wrote Jane Eyre.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that is like I was also like, whoa, what the
Okay.
hell? I did not know this. Like, I know about Jane Eyre, but I never read it personally. But
No,
like
me neither.
the sisters who both write like very important novels for the time, and like with completely, I mean, not completely different, but like with different subjects, and I think it's so insane that the like whole family was just like a concentrated pool of art talent.
Yeah.
You know, there was not a single scientist in that family. It's like, it's just art.
But don't you think that maybe if you have like that kind of inclination and you are in a household that everyone is like that, then maybe you kind of get pulled into it, or you get inspired and everything?
I think it depends on your character, and
Maybe.
I think my whole life is a testament to that, the opposite being true.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you do things out of spite, like you want to do different things than your family out of spite.
Yeah.
At least I do.
I mean, it also makes sense, but like, I don't know, if you have, you know, if you are inspired by someone so close to you, then maybe you're doing it to spite the society, since you cannot write or read or anything.
Yeah.
That's true.
Maybe if I had bigger enemies, I would not be so concerned with my parents.
Exactly.
It would be different.
But Sophia, do you want to talk about the plot of the book, and then we will get to the movie?
Yeah, I'm fascinated by the degree of research you did, and I love that you have notes.
Her, not me.
Yeah, I love it. So, I don't know how to start. So, I mean, the book is just, it's an all-encompassing work of art. So it's kind of been marketed for years as like this love story, which I do not agree with. I don't think there's no love. I just think it's extremely unconventional. Yeah, and not just more, but it's just, it deals with something that is a lot more than something that can be simplified like that and say like it's a love story. And it deals with the racial inequality of the times as well. So Heathcliff is as we would say, like one of the Roma people. That's how I kind of understood it. It's not ever really specified too closely, and I think that's done purposefully. It's just kind of to depict that he is a bit different, and that also informs a lot of how he is treated. And but he is also unconventional as a character. He's not like the oppressed poor boy, you know. He comes back with vengeance, and he's cruel. And so there's that aspect of, like, when you think, like, I don't know how old she was, but she was really young when she wrote that, and it was the Victorian times. Like, it's not like somebody in this day and age wrote something like that. So it was very rare for people to tackle something like that at the time. But that's just one aspect of it. I feel like the whole family trauma and generational trauma that just like circulates is also something that is very well depicted. And I think it's also one of the, if not the most, telling of the time novel from the Victorian era. Like, when you read it, it's disgusting. I mean it. No, but it is. I mean it in the best way possible. In the sense that it's like you are.
You like that. You like those things. That's not.
No, I do. I do. But I know. But it's just. It's everything's kind of dark, and it's just a very good reflection of that time from what I've studied and known about the time. And a lot of novels from the time were kind of sugar-coated because there was a certain dogma to how you were supposed to write and what novels will be published and what novels would be famous and would sell. So
sorry, I just have a question, because I don't know, was this because of censorship, or was this because of people having it very, very, like, I don't know, living very bad lives, and literature was some sort of getaway. So
Yeah, kind of like Netflix
yeah.
movies
yeah,
today.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Was it like that, or was it because they didn't let them write those kinds of things?
I think it was a little bit of both, but I think it was more that it was censorship, because at
Okay.
the time it was all about progress, work, industrial revolution, just work, 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 kids will work,
Yeah.
women will work. It was, there was no room for emotion or creativity or art. Yeah, I mean, there was, but it was very carefully packaged. It was also viewed as something as a means to make money and to progress in that sense. And then but that's something that has been happening for like centuries. It's like there's a time when that's the societal norm, and then there's the rebellion, and then it turns to something else, and then that just goes back and forth. And so this was very different at the time. And but yeah, it's kind of a story within a story. We have a narrator, which is the nanny, and she
Can I just ask before you go into the plot thing?
Yeah.
Because I'm not quite sure. I also know what this means, but it pops up a lot when you sort of look into the book. People describe it a lot as like the Gothic novel. Is that just because it's the dark theme, or is there something more layered to it being a Gothic novel? Because we all have some sort of stereotype that pops into mind when you say something is Gothic.
Yeah.
But is there more to it, or is it just because it's like dark and then it's sort of like termed as a Gothic novel?
It's because it's dark, but also not just in the aesthetic sense or the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are also now one thing I will say, I did not watch the movie yet, so
Okay, that was also one of my questions.
yeah,
okay.
but so I am not sure, and now spoiler alert for anyone who wants to watch it or read it or whatever. I've heard, and I'm not sure if they included the scene of Heathcliff digging up Kathy's grave.
No.
There you go.
Not in this
So,
one.
yeah, so there are a lot of things that are like that. There, when I say disgusting, it's not just in the atmospheric sense. It's literally in
Like gory, like...
yeah, and also in character motivations. Like, they are all very much motivated by this darkness, and they're encompassed by it, and partly due to, like I said, the generational trauma and stuff like that, so that's very evident, but also because of the time, and also because of them as characters. Like, it's I'm not gonna say they're bad people, but they're not very pleasant people either.
I think you can say they are bad people.
But yeah.
I can tell you what I found as one of the first critics' comments when the novel first came out, in one of the like literary papers of the time, and they wrote that they described the novel as being utterly hateful or thoroughly contemptible.
Yeah.
So I think saying that they're bad people
It's fine.
yeah, I think it sort of adds up to the whole thing.
Yeah, I think it was because, like I said, because it's such a good reflection of the time. I think that when, the wider public read it, they were like, oh, we don't like seeing ourselves like this. Because
what are you doing?
was.
Stop this, woman! You're revealing me.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's not like this. So but it is true. So it's still true to this day. The critics' words. However, then it was deemed bad in every sense, and like, don't read it. But now it's considered a good thing. But yeah. And also, what I wanted to say about, like, I don't want to, like, talk, I guess, about... I mean, retell the novel or something like that.
I
But
mean, you can do a brief.
You can do
Yeah.
that
Some-
because Anna has supposedly quote unquote read the book, but
Oh yeah, like we had,
but she doesn't remember a lot.
I
So,
don't.
so because we watched the movie, I think this is gonna be super fun because we watched the movie.
I know.
And I will just count you in this and haven't read the book.
yes.
But you have read the book and now watched the movie.
Yes.
So I
Yeah,
think
I
it's
love
gonna
this.
be a nice.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, I read the book like it has been so many years, and then
Yeah.
I was like, should I reread it? And then I ended up just watching a 15-minute video on YouTube about what the story is about. So like, just to remember. But I was very young, so I don't really remember
Yeah. Okay.
the emotions and everything. How I really don't. I just remember thinking, oh my god, these two people are so fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I know one other person who has read it, and he said that they are like terrible people, both of them. But yeah, in the movie I did not get that impression.
But then we will go to the movie because I also talked about it with one of my friends, and you have similar opinions. I don't, but we will talk about it later. We can first start with the novel,
yeah.
but also because all the movies, or at least this one, it kind of stops in the middle of the novel.
I mean, I think they chose to leave out all of the things that I think Sophia appreciates about this book.
Yes, and I think what I would appreciate also. So, yeah.
No, that's just like, why don't you make a new movie then? Jesus
I don't-
Christ.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to go into it now because we'll get into
Don't
like
rage bait her.
I'm sorry.
the adaptation aspect of it. Like, I'm not of the opinion that an adaptation has to be exactly by the book. Like, I don't think that, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
That's
That
not
is
the
just
problem.
to say that you're completely allowed to sort of give a small
Summary.
summary of what you think is the
Yes.
point of the book, and
Yeah.
I completely trust
Yeah.
your judgment.
Yeah.
And,
So yeah, basically we have like a story within a story. The narrator is kind of retelling the story of the lives of the family that lived in that manor there, that is secluded and it's very remote, and basically the head of the family, so the father, he when his kids were little, I don't remember exactly now, but he was traveling, I think, for work, and when he came back, he brought this kid with him, that he said he rescued or something like that, and there are like debates on like, yeah, he rescued a random kid,
Yeah.
like that's probably his kid, but yeah, all right, that's like a whole other
oh
story.
yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, but that's never like said outright. So yeah, but basically Heathcliff comes into the family, and he is it's presented like he is welcomed as each one of the children that they already do have. But of course he is treated differently, and over the years that just becomes more evident, and his own feelings of alienation that he started off with anyway were kind of just built upon, and it just festered for years. However, him and Kathy, so the daughter, have this very specific relationship, and this is, I think, when I get that why people say it's a love story, but I feel like it's absolutely insane that a girl, like we said, living in a secluded place and writing something like this could write like such a nuanced story about such a connection. Like it, I wouldn't call it love, I feel like she explored something that is far deeper than that, and I feel like it's this kind of undeniable connection between two people. When people say soulmates, I don't mean in a sense, I don't, that's what she means here, so, but not in the sense of like, oh, you're...
Romantic, yeah.
Yeah, romantic,
romantic,
but in the sense that you literally share a part of my soul. Like, we share one soul, like, and, for better or for worse. So it's and for them it's basically a curse, because they are in a lot of pain and it can't work, and they're also awful people as well, but they have this undeniable connection between each other that they are very much aware of and can't do really anything about. So they can't be with each other, they can't not be with each other. It's more of like just this knowledge that there's this person in this world that literally shares the design of your soul, and they say that as well. She says at one point, he's more myself than I am. Whatever souls are made of, his and mine are the same. And that's like repeated as like the most romantic proclamation ever, but it's quite literally taken as in the literal sense. So they're in a lot of pain because of it, but they also can't stay away from each other. And because this is a retelling of the story, we also see how this progresses over the years, and when they grow up, and Heathcliff becomes the head of the family, and Heathcliff becomes the master of the manor and the house, and how he treats people around them, because he decides to avenge, himself for all the pain he was put through. Because also there were Kathy also falls in love, I say that in quotes, with their neighbor, and of course.
But do you think it's in quotes? I think it's interesting that you say it's in quotes. Do you think that she doesn't love him, or that she just loves him in a different way that's maybe not as obvious as we would sort of maybe say for some other type of love? Maybe it's just some kind of like lukewarm loving feeling, but it's maybe still I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know. Like, no,
I think she is infatuated by him more than she actually loves him, because I think she is far too selfish to actually love someone like that. What she has with Heathcliff is something else. That's something you can't put into words, and that is why that book and how it's presented, that kind of connection is just the fact that she put it into words, but not literally describing it, but the fact that she put something like that into words is just phenomenal.
I just wanted to add here that, of course, there is this whole discussion of them not being able to be together, and the reason why Heathcliff in the end leaves for some time, the whole society, Kathy wanting or not wanting, that is, I think, also a discussion of she wants to be in a different class than what she was born into.
Yeah.
And she also says some hurtful things about Heathcliff and about their differences.
Yes. And
this is why Heathcliff leaves and then comes back wealthy and rich and everything, and wants to get revenge. In my eyes, and I mean, I haven't again dug into this a lot, but for me this is more of an obsession than love.
You mean what they
have? Yes, it's more of a very dependent on one another.
A codependent.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it is. I think this level of identifying with someone, I think, always leads to some kind of a destructive situation, because at what point do you discern someone from yourself? And then, of course, that leads to the obsession.
Yeah.
Because if you cannot discern the characters from each other, then you, of course, are obsessed, because you see yourself in them.
Yes.
Yes. I was just about to say that, yeah.
Yeah. as you said, if it's indeed like a part of you, then it can never be a healthy relationship unless you are a very stable person.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think even then.
But if you have some kind of healthy relationship with yourself, right, then you can have maybe that connection be not destructive. But since they are both, from what I'm hearing, very messed up,
Yeah.
there's no way that can lead to something good, right?
Yeah.
Like in this life.
And also and also I think that a lot of that destructiveness comes from that frustration of them being aware of that is between them, and the fact that there's no way to go about that to kind of ease that frustration. So they can't, it's not even just the external limitations of why they can't be with each other. It's precisely this. If they were with each other, it would be a disaster, and when they are not, and it's also a disaster because they just can't deny something like that. And I get why that it's a lot of intensity and a lot of emotion, and I understand why it can be interpreted as love. I just feel like that can also be very platonic, not in the sense that just like literally friends, but just like there's no romantic aspect to it or no like sexual aspect to it. It's just this drawing force of you identifying, just like you said, something within someone that is a part of you and vice versa. And that's just something that's very rare, and that I feel like people don't really know how to handle and go about because it's very intense. And but also I as you said, like their characters play into how it manifests in their story, and it eventually even leads to him digging up her grave. But I also wanted to ask, because
please, you have never, as if you have never done that. Come on.
Of course.
Who has not done that?
Sorry, but like, didn't I ask you to do that like yesterday?
Like you, there's no devotion if you don't dig up
You're
my grave. I mean,
overreacting.
please. But
do you
also,
even love me if you're not digging up my grave?
Exactly. When he begs her to haunt him and stuff like that. So that's exactly that. And I feel like depicting it and interpreting it as simply a love story or like a hot, steamy, sexual thingy is oversimplifying it. And that being said, I love seeing Jacob Elordi. I know. That being said, I love seeing Jacob Elordi playing such characters. Like,
he's. I feel like
the casting was very, very
I
good.
think they were both. I mean, to what you said just now, like in terms of how you described their connection. Again, I don't think the movie was that bad. I liked the movie for what it was.
Yes.
I don't think it's a good adaptation of what you're now summarizing.
Yes.
But what I do think they got nicely, correct me if I'm wrong, but that aspect of their relationship, apart from all the romantic and sexual stuff, but that aspect where they love and hate each other in a weird way, I think they portrayed that pretty well. I got that from them, and that was the most the biggest impression that I had from the movie was this feeling that you're describing of like they can't be happy together and they cannot be happy apart. Like there is no solution to this thing that they have.
So they're both just miserable, and they're trying to make each other's lives miserable.
Yeah, and they're very competitive.
Yes.
And I also got that. It seems like there's some kind of like a competition between them at all times of like as if they see each other as rivals.
Yes.
Which probably comes from the fact that they grew up together in this environment where they had to like where Heathcliff had to compete for the same treatment, right? So
I think yes, you're right, and I agree, but I also got that both of them are very unstable from when they're kids. Both of them.
What do you mean?
Both of them.
What do you mean? They had an
Nothing,
idyllic
nothing.
childhood.
And both of them are so unhinged.
Yeah.
And there's no one, and I think we talked about it, at least in the movie, that nanny, she was a mother figure.
Oh, she was a bitch.
In the movie, she was a complete bitch. Beach.
Beach.
Bitch.
Biatch.
And like there was no one to tame them.
Yeah, and I think that's different,
true.
completely different in the book, right? Because Nellie, I hated Nellie in the movie, and it's not me. I don't think it's me overreacting. I think the movie wanted me to hate her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you want to watch the movie, but I will not spoil
I
everything.
will.
I'll just say-
I will.
So I'll just say that, like, I think what you're describing, that sort of, they're both partially, right, responsible
Yeah.
for the situation, of course, but I think the movie tries to shift that responsibility from them to Nellie.
Yes.
And
Jesus.
like when you watch
And
it, you can tell me
yes.
if you agree, but
Oh.
And make her kind of the bad, one of the bad guys, or one of the obstacles that they have to face
yeah, as a couple.
as
like,
a couple.
Jesus Christ.
yeah, I think as an adaptation, the fact that they added so much sexual context is weird, since what I'm getting from your summary is that there is no sexual relationship between them in the book at all.
Yeah. They never even kissed, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Like, there's none of that at all.
Yeah, it's purely, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that, what is between them surpasses that, like, entirely. And I feel like it's oversimplifying it, trying to showcase that through
Through the sexual
that
relationship.
sexual
Yeah.
aspect. And not that I am against that in literature and movies or anything. I feel like that can explore a lot of different things, and it's not just that, like, at face value. It's just that here I feel like it's not
Not the point.
it's just that, yeah, it's not the point, and it's it oversimplifies it, and it takes away from actually the scale of it. And but yeah, I don't know that, but that was kind of the most important thing I wanted to mention about the book. Not really like the plot of what happens, but that this connection between them is actually what is the most prevalent theme in the book. And then also all of these things that kind of make it a story that it is, and motivate them to make certain choices, and the things that make them the people they are. So I don't know if they added this in the movie, but there's also like a scene where Kathy is like a damsel in distress. It's literally like, I mean, but not in a conventional way. She's not like, oh no, save me. It's more like she's very intelligent, and she's very
Manipulative.
complex.
Oh.
And all of them, yeah, and all of them are, and she's also manipulative, and all of them are, that like you can't really put them in a box. None of them, none of the characters. And there's like this scene in a book where she's like, well, if I don't get what I want, I'm just gonna fall ill and die.
Exactly.
And
But
she
this
does,
is
and
exactly, this is exactly
she
what
does.
happens in the movie also. And
yeah.
then she's like, you know what? I'll just die. And then she just
and she's like,
falls ill and
she's
dies. What the
yeah, but it's so funny in the book, like, because when you see it, you know, in that setting, within like everything that is going on, and the reality that they live in, and the darkness that they live in, and she's there like, well, if I'm not getting the attention that I want, then I will just die. And she locks herself in a room, and she's like, I am ill, I will not eat anything. And she doesn't for days. And then when somebody comes to check on her, she's like, oh, how many days has it been? And the nanny is like, it's been 3 hours. And she's like, oh my God, can it be? How can it be? It must have been 3 days of me not eating and sleeping. And so I guess
I just now, I thought there is a condition how is this called?
Oh, like when you think up you're sick and then you get yourself sick.
No. No.
That condition.
No. But there is a psychological or
Munchausen.
Yes,
Munchausen
yes,
syndrome.
yeah.
I saw that in
Yeah.
Dr. House yesterday.
right, and you can do it
Yeah.
to yourself or you can do it by proxy to someone else.
Yeah, to
Yes,
gain
I
attention.
know.
And
Yeah.
yes, exactly. Where you basically
Yeah.
hurt yourself or your kids or whatever.
You see, Dr. House is very
Yeah.
informative.
I agree. I think that would be interesting to.
I mean, she maybe. I mean, it seems like Emily
Yeah.
Bronte was very well educated about her time. I feel like
Yes.
on various aspects, as you said, both in like the social norms that existed. I think also in some, at least from what I've heard. Again, I'm not testifying completely because I haven't read the book, but from what it seems to me from reading online and stuff, is that she also knew a lot of the legalities of her time in a weird way, with this special
Yeah.
part, which is again not included in the movie, about the second generation of the family members, because
Yes.
like you said,
Yes.
I think in the book it is their connection. Of course, it's a central part of the story, but then it sort of dissipates through the family through multiple
Yeah.
generations, right? Whereas
Yes,
we don't
exactly.
get that in the movie. It's sort of in
No.
the movie it ends
Yeah.
with them. Like there is no second generation. There's nothing. So
And in the movie, she does get pregnant, but that is the first child, and this is the one that she loses. But in the book,
Yeah,
she
there are no
already
children.
has already has one daughter,
Yes.
when Heathcliff returns, yes.
and then she gets pregnant again, and this is the second time that she gets pregnant and loses the baby when she dies, right?
No, I think she dies. Some people interpret it as also her dying from the complications of childbirth. I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
Like-
In any case, she has one living child.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
The
and
movie-
yeah, and her
the
name
movie
is
doesn't-
Kathy. Yeah.
Yes,
also,
the
yeah.
movie doesn't depict that, and I think that would also be very interesting to see in a movie. Maybe I would even like for the movie to start with Kathy's death, and then just follow Heathcliff, and how he treats everyone after that, including the kid.
It's crucial. Yeah, it's crucial because that's what I said about in the beginning about the generational trauma and violence that just persists, and that is also a very big theme in the novel, and that's why it's the second generation that you said. It's kind of like a pale replica of them of the time. Not replica. It's more like a pale echo of what they were, but just way more messed up.
Oh, so you think they're more messed up? You wouldn't say that they are, because I heard. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I heard some like
No.
takes that like the second generation is sort of like a better example of what the relationship should be.
Maybe of what a relationship should be, I'm sure, but like I guess the consequences of how they were brought up are still there. That's
Yeah.
what I mean
Okay,
by but in terms of what they were doing and how they were going about their lives, Heathcliff and Kathy were a lot more messed up and unhinged. But yeah, I mean, like the byproduct of that was just like, it's kind of like this poison that seeps from the top, and that just goes on and on and on and just does not stop. So I feel like that's also a very, very big point of the book, which again, I don't know how much of that is depicted in the film, because from what I saw, I mean, when
Not
I
much.
saw the when I saw the marketing and when I saw the trailer, I was like,
Okay, let us just say
We are of the opinion that the marketing is misleading.
yes.
okay,
Because it focuses way too much on this one aspect that they put in the movie.
Yeah, and that is just
Yeah, it was
not even 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's not like I think it was not the central part of the movie.
No.
But they made it through this marketing and through trailers and they made it seem like it's the point of the movie.
yeah.
I didn't take it as that it should be the point.
Me
of the
neither.
movie.
Because we discussed about this. We were like, okay, should we go and watch Wuthering Heights? And then Ruja was like, yeah, but like, it seems like it's just smut. Like, you know, yeah, maybe it is, but then let's just see. And it was not. And I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I have to say something very, very disturbing, and I know it will have consequences beyond this realm, but I have spent like almost the entirety of the movie. I felt so identified with Catherine. I felt that like her path. I was like, okay, I can totally see myself doing these things out of spite, doing the, like, you know, and then living with the consequences of the choices you made. I just felt like that was a part of the movie where she was, as you said, like, she was kind of also being a brat near the end, right? So like she does all of that to herself, and then she has to live with that. I think that was the, I don't know. I felt it. Like it hit me in the feels.
This is
I understand.
This is what I said. This is what I said in the beginning, that I also spoke with another friend of mine. She also told me the same thing. She
There
said
you
that
go.
I don't think that they depicted the characters very well because I could identify with Kathy. I didn't feel that way.
Well, I guess we know who's mentally stable here.
However, I do have to say that I think that they did a good job in the sense of, even if you cannot immediately relate with those people, then you can understand them.
Exactly.
I could see how someone could do those things. I can see how someone would act in this way, their motives and stuff, even though even if my actions might be different.
Totally, yeah. I think they did do a good job in that. Where
Yes.
I was like, I can totally see if I'm pissed off, reacting in this way, and then doing this thing. You know, I could totally see myself in that situation, maybe under the influence of the same emotions,
Yes.
doing the same.
Yes.
Yeah, because those are all deeply human emotions, and they're very real, and they may not be very pleasant.
Yeah.
Or, you know, but they are real, and it's nice when you see that kind of shown outside of yourself.
I think that is also a reason why I believe the casting was very, very successful.
I think they were good. Yeah, I think I liked both of them in the roles, like for Kathy and Heathcliff. I mean, the racial thing is completely lost, right? Because Jacob already is the whitest of the white, but
yeah,
I think it's
again,
brought down to what you don't like.
And also, just about the racial thing, like, that being said, I don't think that, I saw people complaining that, oh, why is he not black? I don't think he has to be black. Like, I mean,
first of all, I think it's even racist to say that Roma equals black, because it's,
of course,
it's
like,
not. They are their own people.
Yeah.
It's not like
it's
he doesn't have to be
I don't.
black.
Yeah, I don't think that's the issue.
He
Like,
should
I
be
think
Roma.
He should be. Yeah.
No, he's not. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to be accurate, then be fully accurate, man.
Yeah.
What, like?
Yes.
But I do have to say that I think that, because I've seen a lot of criticisms for the costumes, for the, like, materials, and, like, that they're not realistic because it's a lot of plastic, a lot of modern materials and stuff. But I have to say, from the first moment of the movie, I got the impression that the movie didn't want to be realistic.
I agree with that.
And the movie didn't have the slightest goal of being faithful to the time. That's how I took it. Like, everything seemed like this fever dream out of space and time that's not really connected to any historical period.
Yeah.
Like, even the house you'll see that she ends up, like, living in with Edgar and stuff, it almost seems like a theater play.
Yeah.
Where, you know, it's, like, not realistic, right? So I in that sense, I feel like the costume and the set design was amazing, and
I agree.
it didn't want to be a period piece.
No.
So I didn't have any problem with the costumes and stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that if they had kept the
essence,
the heart and soul of it, you know? Yeah, because as for the aesthetic part, I mean, that's what I said about, like, the dark and gritty. That's kind of how I see it when I read the book, but I would absolutely be open to seeing it like this, and I would want to see an interpretation with this. So when I saw those costumes and visuals and everything, I was fascinated, actually. It's just that if the story does not, do it justice, like, for what it is, then I'm just like, okay, you could have done that with another story as well.
Yeah, I also feel like
because it is a good idea.
Yeah. I also feel like it's not not an adaptation, and I think I also said this right after I watched it.
Like it's just inspired.
Yeah.
It's a reimagination.
Yeah.
That's how I took it.
Yes.
Again, because I thought the movie was
Like
telling me that it doesn't have any goal of being faithful to the... But that I see how that can be insulting and blasphemous to the work of the person who actually wrote the thing.
Yeah.
Because her name is also on the opening credit. So it is a bit like...
Yeah.
It does say...
And also to people who connect to it, and also to people who connect to the story, it's just like, okay, so you reduced, like, this that, I connected to very deeply because it's so human and flawed and very rare to see depicted like that, and packaged it into something sort of like a fan fiction of it. I mean, that might be controversial to say. I don't have anything against fan fiction. It's just, it's just, I, in that sense, I feel like it's kind of insulting, as you say, a bit.
Okay. We can wrap up the discussion about Wuthering Heights because I have some things to ask you, or
Okay,
discuss with you.
Okay, but if you had some more to say something else, of course, go off.
No, me? I don't think so.
No, I think I've said enough.
I think you shed a lot, shed some light into this book / movie / lore / character / everything. So thank you for that.
Thank you. I felt like I was a bit all over the place, but
no, it was very well said. And
girl, have you listened to all the other episodes? What do you mean?
I love them.
Yeah, what do you mean all over the place? But since we have you here, this actually couldn't come in a better timing. We had some discussions about books and translations and AI and everything. Okay. And
I forgot.
Yes, but listen to this. A couple of days ago, because I don't know how, I guess there is some sort of subconscious picking when I do with my friends, and they're all into creative writing. I don't know what's up with that. But a mutual friend of ours, he wrote like a little story, but he wrote it in Spanish. Mm-hmm. And he sent me the actual thing, and then he sent me the translation from chat.
From chat? Oh my god.
Yes. No. Listen. Listen.
Okay.
So here's the thing. I know a little bit of Spanish, so with the translation, I could understand what word was what. I could understand what chat changed and everything. What I really noticed that was weird, it was not the fact that chat would not translate things well in terms of words. Like, I wouldn't say chair and then chat would say table or something like that.
Yeah.
The thing that it did a lot was change punctuation and change the length of the sentences.
Yeah.
That I found very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bad translator.
But I don't know why chat would do that.
I think it's because it's just, recognizes what the next token should be. And if don't, it just predicts what most people write like, right?
But when you have a sentence and you're like, okay, this is one sentence, translate this one sentence to English from whatever language, why would chat use different punctuation than what the sentence has? And why would it split it into two sentences? I find this more weird than translating a word wrongly.
For that part, that's actually a regular part of translation. So because it's Yes, because not, for example, Serbian and English don't use the same punctuation in the same places. So if one sentence in English uses certain type of punctuation, or in certain places, I guess, and you want to translate that in Serbian, but genuinely translate it, so with the spirit of the human language, you would change a lot more than only words. And so maybe in Serbian that would entail different punctuation. That being said, I'm not I fucking hate ChatGPT. I'm sorry if I shouldn't have cursed. You can edit that out.
No, it's fine. No.
It's just,
we don't do that here.
Okay. It's just like that's not in defense of it. I just think it just you can't translate with ChatGPT and call it translation. You can translate it and it help you understand the words of the original text, but that's not a translation. Translation is not transferring one word from one language into another word. Translation is, and that's why you have to have a conscious mind to do it. You have to have understand the nuances of each language and have extensive knowledge of both and how they work and how things are expressed in order to make to produce a faithful translation. Because I learned a lot about that when I was doing subtitles and the dubbing and stuff like that, where you do have to make a lot of changes, not just in terms of like punctuation and stuff like that, but even in like you have to translate it. You can't translate it as closely as you can from the
especially with jokes.
To the original.
Exactly. This is what I was gonna say. Like, how do you feel about jokes? Do you think that they should be translated in a setting, in a different setting?
Oh yeah, I know
absolutely.
She does.
Absolutely. Like the point of the joke is it has to land. What's the
with the
you
crowd?
know, like it's and if you translate it word for word, sure you did that, but you lose the effect that the joke was supposed to produce. And that's,
you had one example in the movie you were translating, right? And I can't remember now what it is. I don't know if you do, but because we had
I also have
a
an
very
example.
specific joke that then that was in English, and then when you translated it to Serbian, you changed it to something else, and then we were like, that works so much better because in Serbian it's actually funny. And if you translated it literally, it wouldn't be funny because people would be like, and what? But I can't remember now what it was.
Me neither. But I did a research paper on this in subtitling, and I took like examples from The Sopranos, True Detective, and Sharp Objects, and because those translations were absolutely phenomenal, and I mean all of them are HBO shows, so that was kind of the control group, I guess. And for example, I maybe did include it in there, but what comes to mind first was you can have your cake and eat it. Like in Serbian, you're gonna say "ne možeš jare I pare." That's literally translated. That's you can't have both the goat and the money. Yeah. And I actually did include it. I remember now because I dissected why that specific expression in Serbian resonates with the Serbs and our history and what having a goat and the money meant. And
we would say you cannot have a whole pie and a well-fed dog.
There you go.
But there you go. I think that it is the same thing, right? This is what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, if you put it on the subtitles as like ne možeš da zadržiš tortu I da pojedeš. I don't even know how that would work.
Like, no, you would need to know like the English phrase translated in your head, and then it would make sense, right?
But I think I remember. So this is exactly I think what I was talking about in that translation discussion. This was my argument against AI translators, specifically this example where you have to know the broader cultural context
Exactly.
and sympathize or empathize with it somehow and have some kind of emotional understanding of what the phrase is getting at. You know, you need
Exactly.
to have some kind of elevated bird view of what the phrase was actually trying to get at and not what it means. You know what I mean? Like, you need to have some kind
Yes.
of much
Yes.
further out sight than what it is actually a sentence.
Exactly.
I think it also depends on the joke. Why I like, okay, so very recently I watched Madagascar again. And because
After
it is
Wuthering Heights?
yes, because it is a childhood movie, like I like to watch them, you know, with the dubbed version in Greek, because this is what I listened to when I was a kid. And at some point, when they go and they find like the lemurs and the King Julian and stuff, and there is a joke that is not and they say like, oh, these giants from New York, the New York Giants, that is translated into Greek like that.
Yeah.
So I hear this in Greek, I translate it in my head in English for some reason, and then I'm like, wait, is that a team?
Yeah, is that a baseball?
Yeah, I think-
Is that a team?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I googled it and I'm like, okay, but like this joke wouldn't land for every English speaking person.
But no, it wouldn't for every, but it would be for the US, and the movie is
Yeah.
made for the US audience.
But like, would you translate this and put another team?
I would put Partizan
Yeah. Yeah.
or something
also,
like that. I
yeah.
would definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it's just it also depends on how much freedom you have. For example, the dub, our dub of SpongeBob is like the best in the world. Like the
Not to be humble, but it is.
no, that's
very
just
good, yeah.
all of those like little things are translated to fit our culture, and
Yeah.
and they all fit so seamlessly. So that's really important, and also it means a lot of research as well when you're translating. So those are the most difficult parts, actually. Like I mean, any automatic thing can translate one word from one language into another, but like the meaning, that's you need to have what she said, like cultural knowledge and to feel out the differences, where it would land, where it wouldn't land, and things like that. And I actually have my notes from that research paper here. Coincidentally, I wrote it like I wrote it. No, I wrote it like 2 years ago almost. So it's insane. But from The Sopranos, there was another very good one. Bald men. Bald men make bold statements.
Okay. Please tell me, how do you translate it into Serbian?
This is what the translator did. Ćelavi ljudi nemaju dlake na jeziku. Like, that's fucking genius.
That is a good one.
That is genius. That means,
amazing.
Yeah.
Insane. Phenomenal.
Wait. No. Listen. That means, like, in Serbian it was translated as bald men don't have a hair on their tongue. That's an expression of ours.
Ah, that's nice.
But that's amazing. Yeah, you incorporated both the meaning and the aspect of not having hair and stuff like that. When I saw that, I was like,
that is very nice. That is very nice. That's very nice.
Yeah, so it really is important, and it's what makes the distinction from a bad and a good translation.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I really think that it unfortunately, this line of work, like any other, got the fat end of the stick with capitalism, and that, as you say, like, I think it's true for science. I think it's true for translating as well. You don't have as much time to devote to one thing anymore, you know? So maybe back in the day you could translate a book for like 2 years and then really get into the you know, and explore the culture, the time, with the context, just like you would maybe take 2 years to write a paper back in the day. But now you have to, you have to produce, you have to publish, you have to do stuff. We will not keep you any longer.
No.
You have a party to get to.
It's
As
not
I
a
hear.
party. It's literally an elderly gathering. They will
It's a party.
They will come over for coffee and muffins. That's
a
literally
party.
That's a party, girl.
That's a party.
We're gonna have a party here with coffee and muffins as well.
Yeah.
You should. You should. Thank you for having me. This
Of
was
course,
Thank
we
you.
really
An
enjoyed
honor.
your company.
this
Thank
was
you
an
for your
honor.
expertise and for taking the time to explain to us all the things.
Thank you. I was all
And-
over the place, but
No, it was lovely. It was lovely.
Do you want to say something to our subscribers, to our listeners?
To all three of them, of which you are
to
one
all three of them. Of course, please continue to support the Spinsters podcast because it's the best podcast in the entire world. And we need more unfiltered content, genuine content and conversations like this. And I'm happy that the amazing conversations I have with you are now being shared also with the wider audience so they can have a taste of the
Thank you,
genius. I only told my boyfriend, and I was like, I'm not gonna tell anyone, I'm just gonna send them the link.
Yes, exactly.
Our friends and like everybody. Like I'm just gonna like keep it under wraps.
Yes.
They can be surprised like Ruja was.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a big surprise. It was a very good surprise. Thank you.
It was so funny
You're
because I was like, no, it has to be on Saturday. She was like, why does
Yeah,
it have
I
to
know,
be on
you told me.
Saturday? Why does it have to be at noon? And I'm like, just trust me, it has to.
Now it all adds up. Now it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I apologize.
No, that's okay. So I think that's it for now. You can rate our show, subscribe, tell a friend.
Oh, please don't rate, or unless you have a good rating.
Yeah, only 5 stars. Anything other,
I'm
anything
kidding.
other under
Yeah.
that, we don't want it.
I'm
Forbidden,
kidding. I don't even
forbidden.
Watch the
You
statistics.
can share it with your friends. A lot of people are telling me I didn't know if I should share it with my friends. Yes, do please share it.
Yeah. Slow down, maybe.
Share it with everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And yes, we will see you in the next one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Do widzenia.
Bye bye, do widzenia. Hvala lepo. Hvala lepo. Thank you.
Hvala lipa. Hvala lipa.
Hvala lipa. Hvala lipa.
Yeah, that's crazy. But we'll let it slide.